Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Jordan Dove. It's Friday, June 17th, 2022. We're almost halfway through this year. My dad, can this year just get over? It's getting rough out there. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about something a little different. I'm not going to talk about any headlines, any real estate news, none of that stuff. But I am going to talk about how you can buy real estate and profit with absolutely no money. There is a method, there's a way to do it. I'm going to explain that to you. But first, shout out to Chuck Barone. Crushed his first video yesterday. Over almost 13,000 subscribers. Greg Manarino, you're a wizard. It's unbelievable. So thank you guys for checking out Chuck. Really sharp guy. Can't wait to see what he's got in store today. Anyways, let's get on with it. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret that you may or may not know about, but there is a way to make money by flipping real estate with absolutely no money. It just requires some time and effort. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the method, the system, the business model, and you can do it. It just takes some time and effort, but anybody can do this. I personally do not do this method. I know a lot of people who do, who are very successful at it, who make a ton of cash doing this. They're very good. I actually am an end buyer. I will buy the properties from wholesalers and flip them or buy and hold, turn them into rental, whatever we may do with it, whatever the numbers tell us to do, because again, it has to make sense to you. So at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you guys the method, how to get started, what to do. I'm going to talk about it first, but then I'll let you know the steps that you can incorporate to start doing this right away. So right now, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Maybe share this with a friend if you think this method could be useful to them. Maybe you want to partner up with somebody. Share that. And make sure you subscribe if you're new here and you have not been subscribed to the channel. So what we are doing here is we're going to be buying real estate and selling it for an assignment fee. Okay, you're basically selling a piece of paper for a fee so you can get paid. The piece of paper you will be selling is a legally binding contract to purchase real estate. And the name for this contract is an assignment contract. Okay, are you following me? It's an offer to purchase a home for X price, but the buyer is written in the contract as you and or assignee, because you're going to assign this contract. But you can also keep it for yourself, but you'll need to come up with a way to come up with the funding to be able to close, or you can assign the contract to an end buyer like myself who will close on the property and you receive a fee for assigning that contract. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what it involves. So assignment of contract involves one party, you, transferring the rights of a real estate purchase agreement to another party, me, the end buyer. This real estate investing strategy can involve time and financial pressure, but the assigner, you, can potentially make a quick buck. And like I said, I know a lot of people who are doing this and they do it very successful. In the industry, this is labeled as wholesaling, and it requires nothing more than your time and effort. And let's talk about that contract a little bit, okay? The real estate assignment contract strategy, it's only as strong as the contracts that are used in the agreement. The language used in the respective contract we're talking about is of the utmost importance and should clearly define what the investors and sellers expect out of the deal. It has to be very defined. It has to be written, okay? There are a couple of caveats to keep in mind when considering using sales contracts for real estate. You have contract prohibitions, so make sure the contract you have with the property seller does not have prohibitions for future assignments, and that can create serious issues down the road. So make sure the contract is drafted by a lawyer that specializes in real estate assignment contract law. And there's also a lot of templates out there that have been used that you can use for yourself. There's also property-specific prohibitions such as HUD homes. These are properties that are obtained by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Real estate owned, or REOs, which is bank owned, which are foreclosed upon properties. And listed properties are not open to assignment contracts. So if it's listed on the MLS with an agent like myself, those are not open to assignment contracts. You cannot go try to buy a property when a seller has an agreement with an agent, okay? And real estate owned properties or foreclosure properties, for example, have a 90-day period before being allowed to be resold. So This is where you make your money. An assignment fee in real estate is the money a wholesaler can expect to receive from an end buyer when they sell them their rights to buy the subject property. So, in other words, the assignment fee serves as the monetary compensation awarded to you, who's wholesaling, for connecting the original seller with the end buyer. Again, any contract used to disclose a wholesale deal should be completely transparent. Do not hide that you're going to be assigning this. Do not hide that there will be an assignment fee. Okay, so make sure you include that. The terms of how an investor will be paid upon should be included, and nonetheless, everything should be spelled out in the contract. A standard assignment fee is about $5,000. However, every deal is different. Because the margins on properties have been pretty high lately. Some wholesalers are making $10,000, $15,000, even $20,000 per assigned contract. But every deal is different, and buyers differ on their needs and criteria for spending their money. Okay, example would be rehabbing versus buy and hold buyers. And as with any negotiations, proper information is absolutely vital. Okay, take the time to find out how much the property would realistically cost before and after repairs, then add your preferred assignment fee on top of it. Traditionally, investors will receive a deposit when they sign the assignment of real estate purchase and sale agreement. The rest of the assignment fee will be paid out upon the deal closing through the title and escrow company that you are using. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, how escrow and title can help you generate the leads you need to start doing this type of business. And the steps are as follows, pretty straightforward. Find the property, right? You got to find a property to make an offer on, acquire the template for that contract, submit it to the owner of the property or owners of the property. Then you're going to assign that contract and collect your fee. Those are the 5 steps. So, great question. How do you get started? So, what I would do and what I would recommend you do is reach out to a title or escrow officer in your area or an area you want to start this type of business. You can do it anywhere in the United States. You don't have to just do it in your local area. Let them know that you will send them your deals. You'll send them your first deal. They'll get that escrow. In return, you want to get a notice of defaults list. Notice of defaults, people distressed who are behind on their mortgage payments. And also you want them to be able to run farms for you in whatever area. A farm is going to be a list of properties in a specific area, neighborhood, within these cross streets or whatever. And you can put different markers on them, such as they've owned the home for 5 or more years. So you won't get homes that were purchased within the last 5 years. 3+ bedrooms only. You can do owner occupied only, or you can do absentee only, or both. You know, if it's a rental, if it's owner occupied. So you can do all those different types of criterias. And typically these lists will have contact information for the homeowner. You can send them direct mail. You can go knock on their door. You can bring them an offer to their door. A lot of times you'll have phone numbers. I found that texting works the best for this, texting and then hopefully calling and getting them on the phone. This is what the people I know that are really successful, what they do. They just text over and over and over and over again, and it's a numbers game. So what you'll need to do now is figure out what to offer. Okay, you need to figure out what you're going to offer. So there's got to be enough meat on the bone for an investor to come in and for you to come in, for everyone to make some money. So for a quick way to run a market analysis on a property without getting too sophisticated is, and you're just getting started, make some money first, and then you can start investing in your business. But you can use sites like Redfin or Zillow. I have found Redfin to be more accurate than Zillow. But and as you know, they have automated home values. Now, these values are not exact, but you are usually within a range that you can make an offer and be able to assign the property to that end buyer. So take the average of the 2 valuations for the subject property. Let's say the estimated value comes out, for easy numbers, $250,000. Now, subtract 33% of that value, which would be $167,500. Now, you can take that contact information that you've received from the escrow company and send them a text message, something along the lines like, hey, Mr. Homeowner, my name is John with XYZ Investments, and I'm interested in purchasing your home with cash for $167,500. What email should I send the offer to? Something along those lines. You can get creative, do what you want to do. It's all a test, so try to find what works for you. And now it's a numbers game, and you will find distressed sellers. You will find someone who's in a bind and needs cash fast, because a lot of times you can close in 14 days or less by having cash and having your whoever is purchasing the property close in cash. They can close quicker, so they don't have to wait 30 to 45 days, such as with a buyer being financed. Okay, so it's a numbers game. You will find distressed sellers. You'll find someone who can maybe no longer afford their mortgage payments, which might be on the notice of default list. You can also do a subject to, but I will discuss what that is in another video on another time. All right, so with this method, with 4 or 5 hours of work per day, 6 days a week, you will get your first deal in a couple weeks. I've seen so many people do it, and that is the system. You just have to put in the time and the effort, and you will get a deal. And you also get better at it the longer you do it and test different methods. You can also do this, like I said earlier, in any market in the United States. So once you have that contract for the agreed purchase price, you need to find a buyer. Knowing the home potentially is worth $250,000 on the open market, but in this case, the seller did not have to pay agent fees, and typically the buyer will pay for the seller's closing costs. That's going to be your pitch. Now, I'm an agent, and one reason why I don't do this is because I know I can get sellers more money on the open market. I know I can net them more money. Wholesalers are typically not licensed agents who are looking for a deal, and they are going that avenue to try to make some money. Okay, that's one reason why I don't do it, because I have a fiduciary duty to my clients. But you can do this, and then you can bring me the contract, and I will be an end buyer if the numbers make sense to me. All right, so you need an end buyer, and there are so many buyers for real estate and cash who are always looking for a deal. Doesn't matter if it's an up market or a down market, there will always be a buyer if the numbers make sense. So that's why you got to make sure you're using that 33% threshold. If you need an end buyer and you've reached this step, let me know. Reach out to me. I have a very large list of end buyers all across the country. So what you'll do now is you're going to assign that contract to the buyer. You're going to assign it to the buyer. For example, you have an email list of buyers and which you should start building if you're going to do this type of business, and let them know you have a property for sale with a few photos. You can sell this to a home flipper who's going to do renovations and sell the home at the higher end of the market. So the home may be worth $275,000 when renovations are done. So your email is going to let them know that here's your estimated after repair value, or ARV, of $275,000. The estimated cost of repairs is, say, $15,000. Now you can try to sell that contract for $175,000 or $180,000. If you sell it for $175,000, you're making a nice $7,500 profit, and you only spent your time and effort. And the end buyer will close, and you will receive your assignment fee through the title company. Now, this is kind of just a basic understanding of how this works, but that is the process. You're going to run into some hoops. There's going to be some things you have to do, but overall, this is exactly what it is. Okay, so if you've been wanting to get into real estate or find a side hustle, there's tons of ways and tons of resources out there to help guide you guys in this business model, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I feel people are going to need to be finding side hustles soon. I believe the layoffs are coming. We are already in a recession. So this is one way for you. You can do this from home. You can get your wife, your partner, your friend, whoever, and you guys could do this together. And it's just another way for you to make money with just your time and effort. All right, guys? So I'm going to sign off. Everyone have a great weekend. Go watch Chuck's video later. Shout out to the Lions. Everyone have a fabulous, fabulous day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.